Anyway, okay, so what do we got next here?
Okay, so
Yeah. Hmm?
we have South America. Um, this is a different South America
No,
para.
I guess. Are we finished? We're finished with the 11 o'clock. Here we go. Now that was really cool. 2026,
So we're
April
going to
25th.
play some videos while George and I take a lunch break, and maybe we'll do some Qigong also because we've been sitting for hours and we'll
Yeah.
be sitting for
So,
another 8 hours.
piece of cake. Actually, I'm surprised how this is going. It went a whole lot better. I kind of imagined it this way, but feeling this is going pretty cool.
Have,
But at the 12 o'clock hour, the lunchtime hour, what I have done is this is going to be our cancer section because cancer is just a scourge, and so many people are suffering from it, and we can help in a couple of ways. So Dr. Joe's going to come on. He's going to talk about the research into cancer. We have one of my former students and fifth generation, Dr. Penelope J. Klein, Professor Emeritus from Jubilee University. And we worked together for about 20 years, I guess about 27 years. And she came to Tai Chi and she was diagnosed with cancer, which he'll talk about. We have a little clip on that. And it was incurable, very low surviving rate, and there was no treatment for it. Anyway, so she decided to go and a do a video on it, like mini documentary. And she did one. She financed it herself. It was 34 minutes. She's got some of the greats on there. Dr. Peter Wayne from Harvard's on there. Matter of fact, Bill Douglas is on there. Professor Linda Larkey is on there. You know, Young is on there. Roger Yonka is on there also. And let me read some names. Yeah, Bill and Angela Wong are on there. There's Linda Larkey, PhD. Daisy Lee's on there, a great Tai Chi instructor. And Dr. O is on there. Peter Wayne, Roger Yonka, and David Rosenthal, Professor Emeritus from the Integrative Medicine from Harvard. Anyway, so that's going to be on it. It's a really good documentary, and then after that, she's going to do what's called we call a penny talk, where she explains about her own journey, and it's really quite fascinating. And okay, it
and
is
and then
okay. So
after that, Bill is coming on at like 102.
right,
So, and then we have Sharon Rose, who has the Quantum Chi movie trailer that I want everybody to know about because this is a breathtaking video and beautiful. So,
yeah, and I'm looking forward to the release. So I want to see it also, and the
great.
music is quite good. And she's got a lot of these. I mean, there's a lot of great. There's a lot of I'm going to say big name Qigong and Tai Chi instructors, and there's a lot of great instructors also that are not so famous. But we bring the best together, and you know what? All talking the same thing. We all got the same purpose: helping people. So enjoy the video. It's actually quite good, and we'll see
And
you
we'll be
back.
back.
Yeah, we'll be back. All right, thanks. Have a good lunch, Vaughn.
Thank you, you too, George. Do
I
some
will.
stretching. Bye bye.
Well, Joe. Dr. Joe. Good to see you again.
Always great to see you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Makes me feel good. I feel all nice inside. Anyway, so we talked about a couple of things that I mean, there's so many elements that this Qigong and Tai Chi improves. I mean, the list is long and the research is long, and I mean, Harvard Medical School promotes it. I mean, it even wrote a book. Dr. Peter Wayne wrote a book on it called Harvard Medical School's Guide to Tai Chi. And what they did, it was simplified, and they showed all the research, not all, a lot of research on heart and this, that, everything. It's good.
Right. Yeah, and since that book came out, a lot more research has been done as well that further support it.
Yeah. Well, we're going down to the Osher conference down at the, I think it's April 30th and May 1st.
Correct.
Good. So we're going down there. It's called the Science of Tai Chi and Qigong. So researchers come from all over, many universities. They all have their own rooms where they're going to speak. They speak for an hour to an hour and a half, and all the research, the current research. So we're going down to pick up some of that research. This is our second time we're going. And it's a wonderful thing if people, particularly in Tai Chi and Qigong, go down, they can learn a lot more about their own art, what's going on when you teach this stuff. Anyway, so we get down to a very serious one, which is cancer. Now, heart is the number one killer in North America, and cancer is number two. So in people, one of the things that I find is that, because I know relatives who've had this, and the fear of it is just incredible. And it's the fear that you get the negative thinking going on, and oh my, am I going to die? And this, that, and the other things are going to be painful. What am I going to do with my kids? And, how are they going to live? How is he going to raise them? I mean, just the whole, mishmash of things that come up. And it's very difficult to change that thinking. So when we go to Qigong, I've had people say, well, doctors can't do much about it, but we think you can. Well, we got our immune system. We can reduce stress, we reduce chronic inflammation, and we beef up the immune system by doing Qigong. And beyond that, I think a lot of it is cognitive or mental, the thinking about it, and positive. And I have students that have actually gone from you got 6 months to live, 6 weeks to 6 months to live, to living many years and being pronounced no evidence of disease. And I've had a number of students, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to post a good friend of ours, Dr. Penelope Klein, did a 34-minute mini documentary on it. And she was the one that had this, and this is why she did it. She financed herself. She felt that everybody with cancer has got to see this. So we're going to put a little thing together that's going to go along with your little talk. So what's research showing about that, about cancer?
Well, I think, as you mentioned, once you hear the word cancer, I think people are faced with a lot of anxiety, a lot of unknowns, a lot of fear, about their family and, what the remainder of their life may be like. And the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong can significantly augment whatever medical treatment someone's going through. Now, we know the medical treatments are there to help people. They're there to help cure the cancer. Unfortunately, some of them come with a lot of significant side effects, like pain, significant fatigue. And what they've done with the practice of Tai Chi and Qigong is they've showed that they can kind of counteract a lot of those side effects from the treatments, and also decrease that anxiety, decrease that fear. You start to improve their emotional health. Through the practice of diaphragmatic breathing, you're able to increase the effect of, or the activity of, the immune system in the body to help fight along with those medical treatments, to help give people an added boost. They've done studies on people with cancer where they've shown that after practicing Tai Chi and Qigong, chronic inflammatory markers in the bloodstream significantly decrease, which again goes along with a lot of help and a lot of healing. Another thing, people are able to sleep much better, and sleep goes a long way with helping people get healthy, kind of boost your immune system, helps fight fatigue. You feel well rested. You feel like, hey, you know what, I can do this. You start to gain more confidence. It gives people kind of that feeling that, you know what, this is something I can do to help myself. So it helps boost their progress and recovery.
Well, I've seen a lot of people, students of mine. Yeah, I ran a cancer class for 20 years. 18 at a cancer facility where you go in and it was free, and they had the Qigong program which I taught, and the results were amazing.
Mhm.
And I've got some video on that, and we may put this up along with this particular one because this is so important.
Mhm.
And it's not, from my point of view, what I found is that when people say, because they signed up for this, and a lot of them are in treatment, a lot of them going through the chemo, a lot of them got no hair, they got the headpiece on, they still got their picks inside, and they come to the Qigong anyway. And they hear some things about it, so they want to come. And when they're in that group and we're doing the Qigong, they improve.
Mhm.
Now, does that mean they're going to get a cure? That's kind of rare, but that's not possible. But we have people that come in and just do it, and they outlive their expiration date. And we made kind of a joke at that, in the classes, because the doctor gives them 5 years, they live 10.
Mhm.
And it's not just living 10; it's the quality of life. This is what's really
Right.
which we did not discuss in a previous moment like this, but
Mhm.
just the quality of life is really what's important. What's the point to me?
Right.
It's just my opinion. What's the point of being in pain all the time and can't do the things anytime and don't get any enjoyment in life? And this Qigong, Tai Chi can bring that to somebody because it's so simple. You can do this lying down. I had one group and they're all in the gurneys and they all have their IVs and so on, and they're doing it lying down. That's how simple this can be.
And if you're doing it in a group, also, they kind of serve as their own support group. They gain motivation and support from each other and help encourage each other. And then, I don't know about you, but some of the energy you feel in those group practices and sessions is just unbelievable. It's like almost like you can't explain it.
Now, what puts a smile on your face? And this is why I love doing what I'm doing. Because I can go into a group. It doesn't matter whether it's cancer or I have an Alzheimer's group I teach twice a week. And they're amazing. The group is getting a little bigger and bigger. And they don't have to pay for it, so they pay me. And I mean, the Alzheimer's pay me, but it's free to any of the people who join. But again, it's all important to put it all together. It's not just one thing. The exercises, the Qigong exercises are a big deal and the big thing, and they work in so many different ways as we've discussed in the past. And in the future, we will discuss. But the whole point is that the camaraderie, the belief system changes.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, I believe I'm getting better. I'm feeling better. And next thing they're smiling again and they're cooking and going on living a normal life.
And your mind goes a long, long way in helping you heal and recover. It gives you that confidence and, that mind-body connection is very strong, very real. The other benefit, too, which we haven't discussed yet, is caregivers. If someone happens to bring a caregiver with them, they experience benefits as well. They become less stressed, less anxious, less fatigued, better sleep. They're able to help care for not only the person they're caring for, but they're able to care for themselves much more as well, which is one of the things we see a lot in healthcare is that the caregivers do so much to help the person they're caring for that they burn out and become sick and unwell because they're burning their own reserves.
Well, most people, I'm going to make an assumption here, most people who heard just that, caregivers, they're looking after their mother, their brother, their husband, whatever. They don't understand what a caregiver has to go through.
Right.
And the stress that's involved, and the hours, you got to be basically available 24 hours a day.
Yes.
You got to do this for you, to cook the meals, you got to clean the house, and that's just for starters.
Mm-hmm.
It is exhausting. But like you say, we had caregivers that come out and they do just as well. Actually, they do better because, they still have most of their health, but they're sleeping and their mood and their stress.
They're refreshed.
Yeah, exactly right. So they can carry on more.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just another huge thing. But it's because it's such a devastating thing, especially now. I mean, the rates are going up.
Right.
It's crazy. And, and the sign I have whenever I do a cancer class is if it's possible for one, it's possible for all.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody can be held up in the light that they've done really, really well, and they tell their story. So, well, I did Qigong and I did Tai Chi. I did it every day. I did it for 24 minutes a day, and I started feeling better, and I felt better and better and better. And my next checkup was, the doctor says, well, things are looking fine. We're going to cut down on your chemotherapy, see how that goes. And, here's the common thing. The doctor asks them, well, this is better, and these markers are better. What are you doing? I'm doing Qigong. Well, I don't know what that is, but whatever you're doing, just keep doing it.
Right. Right.
That's because they have no idea.
Yeah, you mentioned before, dear friend of ours, Dr. Penny Klein. I mean, I remember when she was diagnosed, she was given 6 months to live and basically told, there's nothing more they can do. And she started practicing Qigong with some medical treatments. And I think another 22, 24 years later, she did very, very well. And the quality of her life, she was still golfing, still doing things she enjoyed to do.
Well, she did the type of cancer she had, and I can't recall the name, but I have a video of the name, and I'll probably put the video up somewhere with this particular talk. But the way she described it, says after the name, she says, well, basically what happens, I have a bunch of tumors or floaters, not clumpers, which means these tumors are going throughout the body, so there's no way you can really treat them. Instead of, you get a mass, it'll build up, then you can attack that mass. But here, 6 weeks to 6 months to live. And then next thing you know, she goes, I think it was 10 months later, she goes to the doctor for a checkup. There's no evidence of disease. It's gone. And the therapy that they did, the only therapy they did do for her was hormone treatments. Mm-hmm. That was it. Because, let's take a shot, I guess. Yeah. And she turned around and she came to the cancer classes and with me that I was teaching, and she was part of it. She kind of led the group. And I mean, it's just sweet, just sweet. But anyway, it's devastating. But here's this, if you don't do this, what do? If you're diagnosed with cancer, for example, now you're going on chemotherapy, and they say, well, I'm too tired. We'll do it sitting down. Oh, I'm so too tired. Do it lying down. But unless you're proactive, unless you're going to do something to counteract, medications and so on, then you're just going to sit there and take it.
Right.
Instead, you've got to get up and you've got to move and you have to have that will to live.
I mean, even if you start by practicing the diaphragmatic breathing, it's a good start because that will, in turn, hopefully give you the energy to be able to participate. Yeah. And start by lying down and then sitting and then standing. We've had many people have to do that.
Well, it's medication in motion. That's what Harvard called it, the women's side of the medical school. And that's just what they called it. So when you're doing the Qigong, things start to change and your mood changes. And with that, when that starts to happen, all you need is a little wind to keep going.
Like a spark.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the pain anymore. Mm-hmm. Geez, this is really good. I'm sleeping better at night. Mm-hmm. And slowly by slowly, you live a quality of life. Mm-hmm. And I think my experience, because there's nothing, we didn't record anything on this. My experience is that they live longer and happier. Mm-hmm. I do have some emails on that effect. But anyway, it's something that it's instead of doing nothing, this thing has some research behind it, has some medical proof behind it, and recommended for everybody. And it's so easy to do.
Yes.
There's so many places where you do it. Anyway, Dr. Joe, that was another wonderful little time we spent together. Thanks so much. And thanks for
thank you.
Thanks for all your knowledge. And Dr. Joe is a practicing physical therapist. He's also an adjunct professor at a couple of universities in the Buffalo area, I believe. Anyway, and he's just one heck of a nice guy, as I'm sure you can pick up when we're talking to him. But anyway, thanks so much, and we'll see you again. Well, I hope we get to do a couple more of these, and because it's so important.
It is.
All right, my friend, I'll say goodbye, and we'll talk again sometime soon.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Joe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Qi is life energy, something we all need. Qigong is the cultivation of life energy. As an ancient Eastern system of mindful exercise, Qigong is widely used in traditional Chinese medicine for purposes of health, healing, and longevity, and for some, supportive cancer care. There are an estimated 15 million cancer survivors in the U.S. Another 15 million individuals are newly diagnosed with cancer annually across the world. For many, advances in medical care are shifting focus from merely surviving to maintaining and restoring quality of life. Daily practice of Qigong exercise offers a means of preserving and even enhancing quality of life for those of us who survive cancer or experience it, like myself, as a chronic illness. Over the next half hour, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing you to the benefits of Qigong in cancer care and to the many friends that I have met on my personal cancer journey. It is my hope that their words and stories will have some importance to you or touch someone you love who is also on a cancer journey. Enjoy.
Life can be viewed as a continuum of experiences and passages. We are born. We take our first steps. We learn about our world and about love. We start school. We graduate. We enter a career. Maybe we get married and have children. Eventually, we retire, and if we live long enough and are lucky, we enter old age with a modicum of wisdom. And along the way, we have many life experiences, including, at least for some of us, cancer. Cancer is a life changer, and the burden of cancer goes beyond the toll it takes on our bodies. It is a very human experience, physical, emotional, and spiritual.
I found the lump myself. I do routine breast self-exams, and when I found the lump, I was in denial, thinking it's just a cyst. So I quickly had the mammogram, the ultrasound, and the biopsy. Again, believing that it was just a cyst. I was in denial. And the day I was diagnosed, I did not want to accept the diagnosis. It was on my daughter's high school graduation morning that I was told, yes, it is positive. Yes, it is carcinoma. Yes, you have to have surgery and treatment. And it was very difficult to accept and face.
My first experience with cancer was in 2010. I had mammogram. They found a lump. When you hear the word cancer, all kinds of things go through your head. But I remember saying to one of my kids, at least it's breast cancer. I know they can cure that. So I had my lumpectomy and went for treatment, both chemo and radiation. While I was in chemotherapy, it knocked me on my back for a long time, and a friend said to me, let's go. I know there's a place we can go, and you can maybe try doing Qigong. And when I first started doing it, I was very weak. I tried very hard to do it at home. I could do 8 postures and then rest, and then another 8 postures. And I did feel better, and then I thought, oh, it's not really my thing. So I would quit. And then I didn't feel good. So I'd start doing it again. And I spent many times thinking, it's not really working, and then not doing it and finding out it really was working. So now I do it every day, mostly. There is the odd day, of course, when I don't, but I have learned that if I don't do it every day, I become tired. I just don't feel good.
Dealing with the aftermath of cancer can take many forms, but oncology experts agree that exercise is important for managing the debilitating effects of cancer and cancer treatment.
Cancer can be a very devastating disease. In the United States, there are over 500,000 mortality cases each year, and the incidence of cancer is close to 1.3 million cases a year. The mortality is going down. It's going down for probably several reasons: better screening, early detection, better care, better treatments. But the interesting thing is that despite the decrease in mortality, the continued increase in cancers, some of the cancers can be very devastating. But the result is, with decreasing mortality and increasing incidence, there are tremendous numbers of survivors of cancer. What is causing that can be a combination of not only good treatment, but also the use of some types of therapy called integrative therapies, integrative medicine, or specifically in cancer called integrative oncology. What that is combining the best of Eastern medicine with the best of Western medicine.
Hi, my name's Kathy. I have brain cancer. I was diagnosed about 2 years ago. I was rushed to Hamilton Hospital. I had brain surgery. I was sent to my parents' house to recover. I couldn't really eat. I actually don't remember much of it. Then I was sent home to my husband. He took care of me. That was in March. In May, I came to learn Qigong. I had no balance. I really didn't have much. Didn't take long. I had my balance back. I learned to meditate. I learned to do things slowly. I actually thought I would never recover. I couldn't think things through. I couldn't think at all, actually.
We now know that quality of life can be very important, that building up our own immune system is very important. And how do we do that? We can do that by combining good nutrition, good physical activity, and stress and symptom management. Qigong is one of the methods that are integrated into conventional therapy that induces relaxation and improves the overall quality of life of cancer patients.
Qigong is a slow, gentle, meditative exercise with origins in traditional Chinese medicine. As a therapeutic exercise, Qigong has added value as compared to more traditional Western exercise. It connects the mind and body.
Cultivation, balancing, and activation of qi or vital life energy are the foundations of Chinese medicine. Qi is the equivalent to integrated function of body and mind, even spirit. In Chinese medicine, the qi is believed to flow or activate through an energy system of channels called meridians to the organs, glands, and functional aspects of the human body. We do not yet have a comparable energetic concept in Western medicine. However, Chinese medicine declares that optimal function is optimal qi. In the West, we are referring to qi when we reference integratively or holistically vitality, constitution, and the interactivity of mind and body within the realm of health and healing. Science does not yet have a definitive way to measure or identify qi, except as an equivalent to known functional mechanisms: vagal tone, heart rate variability, homeostatic capacity, and the related expressions of human life and experience. The invisible intelligence coordinating life is not visible under a microscope. However, those who cultivate qi can feel, experience the effects of functional enhancement. So a person, you, can produce a profound medicine from within all of the interrelated aspects of your being that has no side effects. That is amazing. This elixir keeps us well, vital. This incredible internally generated medicine cannot be bought. We can only produce it within ourselves. It is a kind of miracle of nature, and it's free.
Its physical movements are designed to cultivate the flow of vitalizing life energy, qi, through the meridian system used in acupuncture. Further, when one adds mindful intent and breathing techniques to physical movements, the benefits of exercise have added value. Its practice reduces stress and builds mental and physical stamina. Those who engage in consistent practice of Qigong find that it helps one to maintain health and youthful zest even into old age.
All right, let's begin. And salute. And down. Step out. First posture we're going to do is called lift the tripod. So sink, bend your knees, breathe in slowly. Fingers back, head back as far as it'll go. Stretch. Hold for a moment. Just sink the elbows, or the shoulders, and the knees as you breathe out. Again, in. And out. Lower your arms. The old sage strokes his beard. Breathe in. Breathe out like you're stroking a long, old beard. Now a little micro-meditation, hands to sides, breathe in. Slowly exhale. Next posture. Hands in front, form a V. Draw the bow. Breathe in. Stretch back. Feel between the shoulder blades. Scapula. Relax. Breathe out. And again, in. Stretch. Breathe out. And finish with the old sage strokes his beard. Breathe in. Relax your shoulders, bend your knees as you breathe out. Breathe in to the side. Slowly exhale.
So there's a growing body of research evidence that supports that Qigong and Tai Chi can be helpful for managing symptoms in cancer patients. Remarkably, to date, there's probably about 25 randomized trials, which, as you know, are the least biased kind of research. And by and large, when you pool all the evidence together, there's supporting evidence to suggest that Qigong and Tai Chi can help cancer patients with big issues like fatigue, overall quality of life, quality and lengths of sleep, some evidence on pain, and there's actually compelling evidence on mood, including depression.
It is amazing for pain. To me, I have back pain that I've had shots for many times, and I'm not getting shots anymore. It's so much for pain relief that it's very enjoyable. And what a great way to relieve pain, a lot better than a pain pill. It does help the Qigong. Again, I love Tai Chi, but I can't get over the Qigong and the benefits of that.
It's only been about 100 years since modern medicine has broken up into organ-based health. You go to your cardiologist for your heart, and to your oncologist for cancer, and to your rheumatologist for your bones and joints. But I think we're appreciating now that the body is a highly interdependent system, and we see this especially in chronic diseases like cancer or chronic pain. And I think one of the gifts and perhaps unique advantages of practices like Tai Chi and Qigong, which are multi-component, they target the breath, the mind, the movement, the social interactions, is that in contrast to single drug approaches. This is like a multi-drug approach that really treats the whole body, all the parts, but also how they do and don't connect. So I think that there's really compelling evidence to further explore these rich traditions from the East. And I think it's not only going to provide great therapies, but it's really going to open our minds into how the body works and how we can more fully integrate with the evolving Western medical system.
For a whole year, I went through the surgery, the chemo, and 25 radiation treatments. And I was glad to get strong again after that. And where I got my strength was Wellness Niagara. They helped me tremendously.
Qigong is one of our most popular and highly registered programs at Wellspring. Many of our members will state that it not only helps them with dealing with stress and anxiety, but they also find benefit when dealing with balance issues, flexibility, and fatigue.
I was very weak at the time, and Qigong was difficult for me to complete some of the exercises. And after I completed my chemo and radiation, I decided to give it a second chance. And I was so happy to participate. That gave me a reason to wake up in the morning.
Qigong is, to me, a new phase of my life. It has made me realize that I am in control of my own body.
After 7 months of doing Qigong, the improvement is amazing. Sometimes when I think about it, it makes me want to cry because I can literally just get out of bed in the morning and feel like a normal person. I've got a little bit of spring back in my step. I can walk normally. It's given me energy. I was very, very fatigued when I was first diagnosed. A lot of that has disappeared. I'm pretty much functioning like a normal person. And to be honest, people don't believe I have metastatic breast cancer.
It's gentle in nature, and it's easy to learn movements, makes it ideally suited for an individual who is in treatment, who's just not feeling well.
With me, from the time I started with my first cancer, without Loretta beside me, there's no way that I would have gotten through as much as I have.
Ed, a lot of times, he doesn't want to do things. It's his first reaction. He doesn't want to do it. And somehow I ended up convincing him. Like when I hear him coming up the stairs, the Qigong tape is on, and I'm just starting. I said, "Would you like to join me?" And he goes in. And even getting him into the Qigong classes, well, he's not going to do that. I said, "Well, just try, because I'm going. You might as well just come in and sit in." And he eventually tries.
So when I make a Qigong, I made a combination of gentle exercise and meditation, which is developing for cancer patients. I thought some cancer patients, they need some gentle movement as well as meditation and relaxation, calming their psychological symptoms like anxiety and depressions.
I was skeptical because I am a skeptical person, but after attending the sessions and being in a group and all doing the same thing and feeling that energy flow, it lifts you. It does honestly lift you. So I'm not skeptical anymore.
It works.
The gift of Qigong is how simple it is. So whether someone is 3 years old or they're 103, actually my teacher is 102, they can do Qigong. And it's so fundamental to our foundation in terms of the way we breathe, the kind of connection that we reestablish with the earth and pulling up energy from the earth and drawing energy from the elements around us.
Okay, this is my mother, Fern. She's 93 years old. Doesn't she look terrific? Okay, she still lives in her own home. She does her own housework, does her own garden, and her oncologist told her not to come back because her cancer's gone. This was about 3 years ago. So she's doing really well and continuing to live life. And as far as I'm concerned, I've got certified to teach Qigong, and I'm very happy to do that. And I'm hoping that I can do it for a long time because I find it is really helping people. I have seen improvements in my own little classes. There's just small classes, but I'm very happy to do it. And I hope this will go on for a while.
When we do Qigong, we go back to the most basic things, such as the breathing techniques. The breath is always slow, or often slow, deep, long, and gentle. And so if you can just even do the breathing and nothing else in the Qigong, but you do the breathing, you'll have moments or hopefully stretches of clarity and relaxation, that inner peace that most people seek amongst their busyness in life.
Very first class, none of the exercises were difficult in any way for me to do because they're quite simple. But I started getting sort of stressed in the stomach, really a bit upset, and I had to sit down. And I sat down a couple of times during that first class, and I thought afterwards, what was that about? And it felt like it was emotions being released, that I was somehow tuning into something in myself, and it was sort of releasing, but I felt a bit light in the head, like I might faint, and I had to sit down.
Well, today was my first class doing the Qigong, and I knew that it was going to be really good because I do yoga and meditation, and I know that this is something that will help me with my energy levels through my illness. And I think it's very important that when we have this sickness, when we have cancer, that we do something that will give us peace of mind and also give us energy, which brings us strength and to deal with the emotional side of the cancer.
So what Chinese traditional health practitioner researchers found hundreds, if not thousands of years ago is that we're made of energy. Any physicist will tell you that today. And this energy field, or this consciousness that we are, it collects stress in the form of kind of like static energy. And so that static interferes with the communication systems of the mind and the body. It diminishes the immune system, respiratory system, circulatory system. And so Tai Chi and Qigong are perhaps the most effective stress management cleansing techniques ever known to humanity. The combination of full breathing, of visualizations of energy and expanding lightness through our being, and also the gentle movements in combination. The breathing, the visualization, and the gentle movements are a profound way to cleanse the stress from this energy field, or this consciousness that we are, so that everything that we are can function at a much higher level.
Western scientific research confirms that regular Qigong practice boosts the immune system, reduces inflammation, helps to manage fatigue and pain, improves sleep quality, sense of well-being, and improves cancer-related quality of life.
The benefits are better sleeping. I feel very energized when I'm finished after 2 hours. I feel balanced. I think it's the way, I feel like my mind and my body are balanced with each other, and I'm really aware of both.
So if Tai Chi and Qigong can do this for cancer and other chronic health conditions, imagine what it can do on a global scale. And when we founded World Tai Chi and Qigong Day, we wanted to focus human consciousness on personal and global health and healing, because we see the global potential of Tai Chi and Qigong benefiting society on all levels. Health, as well as many other levels, could have a profound impact on the future of our planet, the future of humanity.
A lot of professionals around the country that are introducing Tai Chi or Qigong within like the VA system or other medical communities, it's been there. There's a good amount of doctors Like we've got over 100 providers that are referring into our programs on a regular basis. So it's there. They're starting to see the value because they're seeing the results in their patients.
I've had cancer twice, breast cancer, 12 years apart. I've also had arthritis for approximately 40 years and have been treated every 6 months for that. And, you know, I just see that the general ups and downs of life happen for everyone, but it's not who we are, it's not who I am, it's not how I'm going to define myself. What I really work hard at is trying to be the best I can be and use everything possible to help me in that journey. And one of the most significant things in my life, of course, has been Qigong. It is not the only thing, but it's one thing that I have found to be extremely helpful.
Qigong is a powerful tool to learn about yourself on a physical, emotional, mental level. It gives you the opportunity to strengthen your being.
I don't see it as a cure for everything. I'm not sure I see it as a cure for anything, but it is a cure for attitude, strength, wisdom, and just being good to myself. So that's what I've really got out of Qigong, and will continue to do it for the rest of my life.
I started Qigong about 10 years ago, and I realized very soon that is a build-up process. You don't have results overnight, but it's constant.
Right now, we have an incredible opportunity to do much more intensive research around Qigong and Tai Chi and learn more about exactly how it has its effects. We're looking at breast cancer survivors who are fatigued, but within that context, we're looking at many symptoms that not just breast cancer survivors have, but many of us as we age. Sleep issues, cognitive function issues, overall energy and fatigue, looking at the biochemistry of those changes, including things that have to do with inflammation. And so we're going to be able to see much more clearly what some of these processes are that are making a difference in people's health. So bottom line, the most important thing that you want to know is happening when you're practicing, when you're in a class, is that you feel this sense of your own inner dance, your own inner song, being brought up and forth and imbuing your body in a way that makes you feel rejuvenated. Most indigenous cultures have an understanding of the energy systems in the body. And when we think that we have some physical disease that is in the physical realm and we need physical medicine from our medical doctors to heal it, I would invite you to step back for a moment and think about how your body is just a series of energetic flows, and our emotions, our ways of thinking, and our movements are all associated, even our breath, are all associated with how that flows or how that doesn't flow.
I am a grandfather.
I am a biker. I am 69 and I feel 16 again.
I am really evolving. Yeah. I am a lot more positive and a lot happier person, and I love my life now.
I am stronger.
I did think of one thing. I paused there because I had lost my thought. I really, at one point, and I wanted to share this because I do share a little bit about my cancer experience. So I had, some of you know, it's called de novo presentation, meaning it's the first presentation, stage 4 breast cancer with no primary, no tumor to remove, nothing to irradiate, just runners, not clumpers. I had all of the lymph nodes that were tested were positive for cancer. So that means I had this highway throughout my body of cancer cells, and the prognosis was not very good, sorry. And so it was a poor prognosis. And I had 2 consults, and both of them said, we're not going to do radiation. We're not going to do mastectomies. We're not going to do chemotherapy with you. We'll do hormone therapy to block estrogen. But there's a few people that survive, not because we can make them better, but somehow it comes from within. And they seem to be the happy people. And you seem to be a happy person. Isn't that amazing? They both said the same thing to me. So they gave me hope. And I knew it was going to come from me. And my buddy George there, he helped me with my Qigong study through these years. So I could make that happen. So now I'm no evidence of disease. And back to my regaining my life finally. Wonderful. But in the beginning, like many people with a chronic disease, it doesn't have to be cancer. Any chronic disease, a lot of us want to find out everything we could. And we keep reading terrible things. I kept reading all these stories. I joined a cancer support group and the women were dying. I mean, it was really not very inspiring. So what I did was I looked on the internet to find out survivors, and I think maybe you've heard me say I call it cancer thrivers, survivors of cancer, and I read their stories, and there was a common thing. I'm not sure if I said this last time. I should have checked. There was a common thing. They found a purpose in life. They chose to live a joyful life, to find joy in every part of their life. And the last thing, which was quite interesting, and I experienced this myself, was they said, if you would give me the choice, go back in time and say, you can have cancer or we can remove this cup from you. They said, no, I will take the cancer experience because I like the person I've become. I like the person I've become. I'm more joyful and more compassionate. I take advantage of things that bring me joy and make better choices. Maybe we don't have to get stage 4 cancer to get to that point. I think the meditation will help you, and you will change over time and find the joy in your life. Thanks, George.
Thanks, Penelope. We'll talk to you real soon. Look forward to the next one. All right, have a great day, and thanks everybody for watching. And if you got any comments, please send them in to villageofhealingyourwellness.com and or george@georgepicard.com. Another email address, and keep us posted what you like so we can make things better. All right, everybody, have a great day. I told you all how much I love you today. Bye-bye.
Well,
That was
alrighty
great.
then. Yeah, it's people need to know that there's options, and this is not an either or. This is not, well, should I do Western medicine? Should I do Eastern medicine? It's not even a question. Of course, you do what you feel you need to do, Western medicine, but you need to do something to build you back. And not only that, help you heal, boost your immune system, and all the things that it does. And these are just a few of the people. I taught cancer classes for 20 years, and it just works.
I'd like to share with you, decades ago, I had a wonderful experience with Dr. Patch Adams, Dr.
Oh, did you?
Hunter Patch Adams.
Yeah.
And I hadn't gotten into Tai Chi at all at that point. And I was in corporate medical sales, and I was always curious about him. And I went to this huge auditorium that he was speaking at. And afterwards, he spoke to anybody who was in line with him. And a woman came up and started explaining she couldn't get a hold of her doctor. The pharmacist she couldn't get a hold of. She didn't have her medication for the weekend. And the list just went on and on and on. And I'm like clutching my heart for her because I thought, oh, the poor thing. And after she was done of explaining all of this, you know, that she couldn't get anything, he took a long pause and he looked at her and said, "Madam, what are you doing to take care of yourself?" I just about dropped off my seat. That was the first time I had ever heard a physician or care person ever turn it around and say, "What are you doing to help yourself?"
The responsibility for your healing is yours. It's not the doctor's. It's not anybody else. They'll go in, they'll do the thing that they're paid for, and it's mostly from a left brain standpoint, logical standpoint. Oh, what? Go ahead, radiate me, give me chemotherapy, or have me take these pills and so on. That's your whole responsibility in your health.
We aren't saying not to go to the doctor. We're saying go to the doctor, but also take care of yourself. So for those of you, this is Dr. Larry Dossey's book, Healing Words. This has the research about intention and about thinking positively. And then we have Dr. Bruce Lipton, The Biology of Belief, who talks about epigenetics, going beyond your genetics. You have more control over your health than what you have been led to believe.
It is a great book. I have that book myself, and I believe in everything to it.